Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me. I've got the AC going because it's freaking hot here in Texas. I said freaking with an ICK apostrophe N. So I wanted to share a couple things with you guys today. It's kind of been on my mind, and when it's on my mind, that means it's in my heart, and eventually it needs to come out of my mouth. So I'm just gonna ramble about it today, and hopefully it's something that, I don't know, somebody needs to hear or somebody needs to share with others. But there's this overwhelming mentality, and I was part of it, of being healthy costs more. And a lot of that comes from our society today, where everything is readily available, everything is ready in seconds, and most of that's bad for you. But the healthy stuff, and I've been that person when I'm meal planning and I'm having to go to the grocery store and I'm having to shop from all of the, the produce section and the meat section and skip all of the prepackaged stuff, it's expensive. And anytime I went on a health kick, I was out a few $100 extra per month. And so it was always an added stressor that I had to spend more time preparing stuff with my meal planning, and I had to spend more money. And so that just made it that much harder to have the willpower to stick with it. And it's been that way in nearly every health journey that I've been a part of. And it's different. It's different for me now. And I guess what got me thinking about this was I talked to a lot of different people who all are very motivated to feel better and to lose weight, but it's not, they maybe don't know how to work it into their finances. And so the myth out there is that being healthy costs more, because I found that it doesn't. And I guess what really started me thinking about this is I saw this picture of, they were putting big techs up at the state fair, and I was like, wow, already? This time last year, very close to this time, it'll be early October. Last year is when I had a client walk into my office that I was apologizing to because I was sitting there eating a Whataburger and the office stunk. Well, I don't know, you might like the smell of it, but it just smelled like Whataburger overwhelmingly. And I was apologizing for that, and I was talking about how I was, going to be starting a health kick. And that client started sharing with me the journey that they had been on and the success that they had found. And had that not happened, my life would be totally different right now. One, we would not have gone to Hawaii, and we would not be going to Kauai next week. Two, you wouldn't be seeing me here live on Facebook, because I was hiding. I was hiding from the world. I was not happy with myself. Still trying to spread sunshine, but not happy with myself. I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the outlook on life. I didn't have the mindset, and so many other things. But that part of my life is just, it's literally a distant memory. And I can't believe how I forgot what feeling good felt like. So this time last year, I saw that big text thing today. And this time last year, I met my health coach, and she's like family now, her and her husband. And anyways, I made a decision, and I jumped in pretty blindly, pretty quickly, to make a change and to say yes, because everything she told me about her experiences, fit with my life. I was tired. I was exhausted. I didn't have time. I didn't really have extra finances for anything. And I was just pretty much down and out, and determined that I was just gonna be different for the rest of my life, not have the energy and be a little fluff mama. And everything changed so quickly because I said yes to her, and I started my program about a week later. And I kid you not, on day four, if Jules were here, she'd be emphasizing that. Day 4, I was at the state fair with my girls, Juliet and Josie, and I was walking the entire state fair. And I'm at Josie's bus stop right now, so if she shows up, I gotta wrap this up. But I was at the state fair walking the entire fair, which, before that, I was struggling walking from my truck to my to my office and from my, just everywhere. I was always struggling. So I was in a lot of pain. I wasn't resting well. Everything was just harder. And day 4, I was feeling great, and I was walking the state fair, and my kids were eating junk, and I didn't have a problem with it. I didn't want it. I had no desire to have what they were having. I had started my health journey. I had entered my healthy fat burn, and life was good. Okay, hopefully I'm still live. Somebody give me a thumbs up if I'm still live. So by the second week, I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I saw a different person. And I called my coach and I said, Vicki, listen, I can't explain this, but I'm looking in the mirror and it's like I love myself. And I know I haven't physically changed. It's only week 2. It's the beginning of week 2. And she said, yeah. She said, you're in fat burn. Fat burn changes everything. And I was just loving it. And by the second month, I called her and I said, I knew that this was going to be a neutral expense for me, meaning it wasn't going to cost me anything extra in my budget. But by month 2, I called her and said, Vicki, I've got more money in my bank account now. I've got more money in my bank account this time of month than I ever have before. And she said, yeah. She said, a lot of people report that they actually save money because we don't really keep track of everything we're putting in our mouth. So it's been on my mind lately that I've really wanted to share that this journey that I've been on has changed so much more than my physical, inside and outside of my body. It's been the easiest thing I've ever done. And when I tell people that, they're like, yeah. It really has. It hasn't cost me anything. My budget is better now, even before coaching. Take coaching out of it. So take my coaching out of it, which has been phenomenal, but take that out of it. My primary budget outside of coaching is better now than it was before I started this journey. So it literally has cost me nothing to do this program. And that just blows my mind. My mindset has just changed, not only because of probably the way I'm fueling my body. I'm sure that has a big deal to do with it, but it's changed because of the people I'm interacting with and their mindset. And I'll tell you that 2 people can do the exact same program. One can be successful and one can struggle, and the one difference can be their mindset. Most of what you achieve or fail at is from this. And I've learned that, and I'm still learning that. I have my days, trust me. But one thing that this program has really allowed me to do is, in this whole health journey, is to truly live, to focus on my kids, to focus on my life, and to truly live. I am not spending time meal prepping. I'm not spending time counting calories and macronutrients and micronutrients. And I had somebody ask me about the ingredients of something just this afternoon, and I was like, I don't know. Let me look. So I'm still learning along the way, but I don't have to do that stuff to be successful. I have killed 101 pounds in less than a year. Killed them. Killed, dead, gone forever. That's huge. Literally and figuratively. But I've been able to focus on my kids. I literally don't have to think about food at all. And a side note that I've been wanting to share with everyone lately, and I'm real cautious about sharing this, because sometimes when you speak something, you can manifest something. And when I tell you this, I don't want the opposite to happen, especially before our Hawaii trip coming up next week. But when I went on this health journey, I told my kids, because we were eating out a lot, and it was fast food, it was quick, and I could rationalize that, hey, a $3.99 Happy Meal, that's not spending money I shouldn't spend. Well, yeah, it was spending money I shouldn't spend, but we were eating out a lot, and we were eating off of the value menu, so it was budget friendly, right? No. Anyways, what I have found when I started this program, I told the girls, I said, you guys aren't going to miss out, okay? You guys are still going to get to eat and have fun, but we're not going to be going out quite as much. Now, we will dine out, and I probably go to lunch more times than I don't with my office mates, my boss and my coworker. And I get to eat out all the time. So, but I'm not taking my kids to fast food is what I'm telling you. And having seen that change, I've already seen the difference it's done for their health. And I've not really changed anything at home as far as what I'm feeding them at home. They're just eating from home more. And I think that if you move your dining from outside of the house back into the house, that can make a true difference in the health of your family. My kids, and this is the part that I don't want to manifest the opposite, my kids have been so healthy. They haven't been having the infections and the sicknesses and stuff that they normally would have been seeing, especially with school having just started. And I truly contribute that to the fact that we have been dining at home more, or dining from home more. And, you know, that's huge. So there's been a lot of really great things that have come out of me saying a quick yes to somebody that I didn't really even know. And it must have been divine intervention. I truly believe God had a play in this, but it's just been so much more than a diet. It's just been a lifestyle change, and it's literally affected every aspect of my life. I have people that I talk to a lot that have been through weight loss surgery, many different types of weight loss surgery. And when you go through weight loss surgery, you're changing your life forever. You're changing your body forever. You're limiting how you can take in food forever. You know, there's things you can't have. There's amounts you can't have. There's so many things that change. And a lot of times when you go through that weight loss surgery, you're not changing your mind. You're not changing your habits. You're changing your physical. And you got to have both in order for you to sustain it. Because what I've found in learning along this journey by talking to so many different people, I have found that there are a lot of people out there who they've seen success with things that are ketogenic, and they've seen success with weight loss surgery, and they've lost a ton of weight, but 85% of them have gained it back. They haven't sustained it. I've gained weight back in the past and not sustained it because we're focusing on the physical and the food. We're not focusing on the mental. And that's something that this journey has really helped me focus on, is the mental. And it's changed everything. It's changed everything. And I always thought that I was this, you know, pretty positive person, but I'm like positive on steroids now, like not legit steroids, but you know. Oh, and that's like a 13-year-old coming out of me. I talk like my kids now because they say all these weird words and stuff, you know, like legit. And one of Jules is basically everything. Everything's basically this, basically that. But just a few of the things that have happened with people who have been on this journey with me that I've been hearing, that I love hearing, is you guys all know that my dad, he lost 65 pounds in less than 3 months and is no longer diabetic, officially declared no longer diabetic. I saw my old dad, not old as in age, but my old as in former dad, come back to life. He literally, there I go again, using the word literally, is a different person. He's back to his old self. He moves different. He speaks different. And it's just breathed life back into him. My mom has hit goal, and I'm so excited for her. And she just recently told me that the eye doctor told her that her vision has drastically improved because of her weight loss. Josie's bus is pulling up, so I have to wrap this up. But I have my clients telling me that they have a glow, that people are complimenting them on their glow, and that's happened to me. So there's just so many benefits to truly exploring the possibilities rather than limiting yourself because of myths out there and just those limiting mindsets that we have. So I don't know if I even touched on anything I wanted to touch on today, but it was in my brain, it was on my heart, and it had to come out my mouth. So I hope everyone's having a fabulous Friday. Josie's about to get in the truck, so I got to go. Talk to y'all later. Mwah. Bye.